Photopreneur. In this video, I'd like to talk about camera choices. So if you don't already have one, then you're definitely in the right place. Basically, I want to help you understand what's out there to choose from so that when you're ready to invest, you'll have some knowledge on what to look for. So there's film cameras and digital cameras. I'm sure you've seen a film camera. You probably even use one yourself. You have to buy the film and load it, then take it to a lab and get it developed and printed. When I first started in photography, my professor bought me my first camera. I actually wasn't even interested in photography until he advised me to take a photography class and become a quote-unquote well-rounded artist. I'm glad I listened to him though. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't be here right now. However, using a film camera was a great experience, and I recommend all photographers try it at least once. You're able to really understand how a camera works by manually adjusting your settings in order to get the correct exposure, compared to using a digital camera where you kind of just shoot away and expect the best. Plus, if you have the opportunity to go into the darkroom yourself and see your pictures come alive, it can be a magical experience. In fact, that's what made me love photography, and it may not have been the same if I started out in digital. So if your family or friends happen to have a film camera lying around, especially one where you can change the lenses, try it out and start shooting. Even now, they're pretty affordable, so if you can afford it, maybe you can invest in a film camera first and kind of learn the ins and outs of photography before you jump into digital, because it'll really help you in the long run. Plus, I even know some professional photographers that shoot strictly in film, and if you're really good at it, you can set yourself apart from all the other photographers and almost become like a niche photographer in just film. So check it out. Here's an example of the first camera that I ever had. Let's see. There it is. So up here you would, well actually it might be this one, where you load the film and then you wind it yourself. You have to control the settings up here to see where you want your exposure, your f-stops, your aperture, and all that good stuff. Here's an example of a film camera where you have to load it. So I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, but it's definitely something to look into, and you might want to just, play around with it and see how you like it. So there's also digital SLRs. SLR, by the way, stands for single lens reflex. And basically it means that you can change the lenses inside out to get you can change the lenses in order to get different types of images. So there's wide angle lenses, there's fisheye lenses, and the list goes on. But you can get so creative with the type of photography that you do that if you have this type of camera, the sky's the limit. And you can get an SLR in film and digital. So let me go straight to the article on Young Photopreneur about digital cameras to help you get a better understanding of what I'm talking about. So if you haven't already read this article, you definitely might want to check it out and just get some more information on digital cameras. This is a color chart, and it kind of explains the resolution or megapixels in a camera compared to how big of a print you can get at. I would recommend at least 8 megapixels. That's a pretty good place to start. And you're not shooting you're not shooting billboards or advertisements just yet. I'm sure you'll get to that one day, but just starting out, 8 megapixels is a great place to start. I actually shoot with a Canon 20D, and this is what that looks like. This button right here is what releases the lens in order to change out the lens and put something in a different size lens. This is a battery pack to help the camera last twice as long, and these controls up here are what control the manual settings. So if you shoot with film, you'll totally understand what I'm talking about, and when you shoot in digital, you'll have an even better understanding and get even better pictures than just clicking away. So whether you decide to go with film or digital first, you definitely want to read your camera's instructions and really learn the manual settings, really learn how to use your settings so that you can be creative and get some really cool images. With digital, you kind of lose that aspect because people just like to shoot away and try to get a good picture. But if you really know your camera, you can set yourself apart. So this is a point and shoot, and I'm sure you probably already have one like this. And I even know some photographers that make a living off of a camera like this, but it's the type of photography that they do. For instance, I know an event photographer that goes to clubs and takes pictures of the people dancing, and they might, buy their picture online the next day. However, you don't necessarily need something fancy like this. even though I have seen club photographers shoot with something like this as well. However, if you can find a way to monetize your camera and make your money back from your investment, then I say go for it. However, what I'm mostly talking about from, transitioning from amateur to professional is something like this, a digital SLR. And basically, there's a lot of hype over Nikon and Canon. It's kind of like comparing a BMW to a Mercedes. It's more about preference than anything. They both have something great to offer, but it's what feels right to you. So I recommend going into a camera store and just asking to hold one of the cameras. If it feels right to you in your hands, then that may be the camera you want to get. This is the 20D, like I said, and a great place to get reviews on any type of camera is dpreview.com. They pretty much have any camera you can think about, and they review it and then compare it to other cameras as well. And look, here's even the list of shop top cameras: Canon, Nikon, Olympus, Pentax, Sony. So those are probably some of the top selling cameras. But like I said, Canon and Nikon are usually, on the same level. But it kind of depends on preference and what you're looking for. So I would definitely come to this website, the DP Review. You might want to read this article again and, just see what it's all about. And really start to understand what type of camera you're really looking for, what you really want to get. I wouldn't invest too much money into a camera just yet. You definitely want to play around with what you're looking for, and before you spend too much money, you kind of understand what you're looking for and what you want to get. So if you're able to get a camera at a steal, then try it out, and before you invest too much money into it. You can even find this exact camera, the Canon 20D, on Craigslist. Let's check it out and see what they're going for right now. I remember when a couple years ago they were about $2,000. However, this exact camera I'm sure has gone way down because they come out with some newer models. There you go, $350, Canon 20D. $400. I checked this earlier, which is why they're highlighted, but there's definitely some great prices. People sell their cameras all the time, and you can even find film cameras on here as well. So I definitely recommend you checking it out. And even if you go to the Canon site, canon.com or amazon.com, you can find a new Canon 20D for under $400. So if this is what you're looking into get, you can even look at other models in the Canon family or Nikon family, whatever you want. Just look for digital SLR, and even look for, if you want a film camera, look for under there. You can find some great deals. And just if you can take the time to spend that investment, then it'll definitely be worth it. Let me show you some images that I've been able to get from this camera. As of now, all the images on my portfolio were all taken with the Canon 20D. So these are just a few examples. Let's see. So it really depends what you're looking for, but like I said, with at least 8 megapixels, you'll be good. The reason I like digital is because you can buy a flash card, also known as like a memory card, and you can store all of your photos on that one card and transfer it digitally. However, with film, you have to keep buying film, and compared to a memory card where you can just buy a memory card once, take your pictures, erase them, use it again. Film can be expensive. However, it's definitely something to play around with and see how you like it, and then choose from there. But with film, you'd have to scan your negatives and then, or scan your pictures into your computer and make sure that it's at a high resolution. There's just a bunch of other things you'd have to go through. So I definitely recommend just looking into both of them. See what you really want to get into. If you have a way to shoot with film in the beginning, it's a great way to learn your camera and then transfer over to digital. But if you want to just jump right into digital, then I say go for it. So check it out, see what you want to do, and I'll see you in the next lesson.